Good evening. Thanks for tuning in to Things Your Father Never Told You, where we talk about personal stories and tenets about how to be a better leader, a better man, and a more productive individual. Today's segment is entitled, Why Do You Hate Your Job? I used to hate my job too, actually. And I used to hate working in general. I felt like, why was I doing this? This is a dead end. This is stupid. I'm just supposed to endlessly provide for myself like a slave so that I can gain access to life's necessities and not die? Is this what it means to be in the working class? In the mornings, my alarm would scream at 7, and I would scream internally. Why? Why do I have to get up? Why can't I just keep dreaming? I don't want to work, and I don't even want to live. Nobody likes me at work, and I don't like anybody else. And I have to suffer and force myself to do crap I don't want to do. So I'm just going to go back to sleep now. And that's what I did. I'd reach over and hit the snooze button. And eventually I'd make my way out of bed and show up to work 2 hours late. I did this every day. Everybody started at 7, but I started at 9. And I manipulated my boss into accepting it because I knew he had no other options and that I was his best employee. I leveraged my way into a promotion because despite the behavior, I got a lot done, and I got it done fast, and I had no complaints. But I was also the snitch, the guy who cut corners, but was smart enough to cover his tracks, and the guy who would blame shift everything on everyone else. Every day was a rush, and I outperformed everyone, but I hated every second of it. Why did I hate it if I got away with murder and reaped a lot of benefits? I hated it because I was an idiot, a smart idiot. I was smart because I knew how to leverage my skills. I was smart because I was making money without doing the full job and I wasn't getting caught. But I was a moron because I considered everyone an enemy. My customers were my enemy because if they caught me, I'd get reported. My coworkers were enemies because they hated my guts, and I wanted to always have a leg up on them so I could rub it in their face. My boss was my enemy because no matter what he did, I would never be satisfied, and I would feel like every little criticism was an injustice. Because I was king, I was my own god, and anyone who challenged me was an act of treason. This is the most childish way to live, because I was like a little kid on the playground who wanted to boss everyone around and get his way without any consequence. It wasn't until a year ago that I realized when you have no friends, everyone is an enemy. And if everyone in your life is your enemy, then you're just living in a hell of pessimism and social destruction, and you will never amount to anything. What exactly is a friend? A friend is someone who is working towards a common goal that can help you out if you need it, and you can help them out if they need it. And eventually, through helping each other out, whether it's financially or emotionally, you eventually establish a cohesive relationship, and that develops into a bond. Your boss is your friend. Your coworker is your friend. And even if your coworker gets a promotion, it doesn't matter because it still builds revenue and the company grows together. You could even get advice from a coworker or from your boss on personal matters or business matters in your own ventures. So why would you ever sacrifice that opportunity? Why wouldn't you want to have them as friends? And your customers, they're your greatest friend because your customers can become your audience. Someone who listens to what you say and what you recommend, and somebody who could respect you if you showed them the respect in return. If you can develop a balanced social exchange with your friends and bond, then you will be able to help each other. This is how you start your own business. You don't do it by making enemies. You do it by making friends. Because before you can effectively utilize enemies, you first have to have allies. You can visualize life as a war and a chessboard, but what you should really do is visualize life as a network, preferably a family network, a network of people who lift each other up and create things. And even if there are bad actors, you can still figure out a way how to use that to your advantage. Once you start to effectively build and understand these relationships, you start to have healthy social interactions, and these social interactions build mental stability and confidence. I was never more unstable than when I had no one but myself. But once you find stability, you can grow even more. I never thought that I could sell myself and make people like me or trust me, and I never thought I could develop a meaningful relationship with anybody. But I did, and I didn't do it in a bar or on Tinder. I did it through my job. But it's not just about relationships, it's about reward management. I never thought I'd be able to live on my own without roommates and still have enough money to fix my teeth and write this transcript as a side gig. But I achieved money and confidence, and I did it through my job. I used an opportunity that somebody else gave me, and I put in work to receive a reward, and I used that reward to accomplish greater things. Spending your money on a bar tab every night trying to get laid is not accomplishing something greater. And spending your money on marijuana so that you can escape from the reality of your failure is not accomplishing something greater. I fell prey to all of these. And I know that it may offend some of you because you have those behaviors. And you would like to break them, but you haven't gone through the cognitive dissonance to do so yet. The point I'm trying to make is that the only reason your job sucks is because you're making it suck. You can't piss away your rewards and then complain that you can't pay your bills or drive a fancy car. You're not establishing short-term goals and long-term goals, and you're wasting your money on resources that have no return. I have almost no upkeep, and I don't drive a new car, and I sleep on a $400 bed, and I only have 3 pairs of shoes. I only buy something if it has a reason to be bought. That doesn't have to do with immediate gratification, because I don't like to coast. Because when you coast, you don't see growth. And when you don't see growth, you're going to feel like a wage slave because you are making yourself a wage slave. I may not look successful now, but the difference is I feel successful now. Because I have growth and because my job and my friends helped to provide it. It only took me 30 minutes to write this transcript, and whether this channel succeeds or fails, that's my investment, and I know that there will be rewards, like learning how to write and how to properly dictate, and also how to get a message across and gauge the reactions from my viewers. Just this alone has already changed many of my social habits, and I'm already starting to achieve more balanced conversations and having more success being a leader. The 30 minutes that I spent today writing this transcript, I seized to achieve a goal, and I finance it with the money from my job. That is 30 minutes that I am ahead of everybody else because I'm training myself to be a producer instead of a consumer. And the only way that you can effectively produce is with confidence and income and the experience that you get from having a job and being effective. I spent too long being a wage slave and the unshaven freak that was living like a parasite on everybody else's resources. And I understand that this rant may stir up some emotions, but you need to understand that I did it, I'm doing it, and so can you. And that this little bit of success that I feel will become the success that I am. And you can do the same. All you have to do is learn to love your job. Thank you for listening. And if this spoke to you, or if you have some feedback, please leave a comment. And if you would like to show your support, please hit the like button and subscribe. I'm new to content creation, so I'm still learning the ropes. And I'm not quite sure how long I need to make each segment. I don't really have a plan yet, and that's okay. Because it's better to jump in and swim than to sit and do nothing. Peace out, and remember to stay productive.